Hello, hello, people from the future, people from myself from the future, whatever, this is me. Today is my birthday, yeah, and I am so goddamn stoked because I got a lot of shit to do and I'm doing it all with my family, basically. My family, my digital family, my real life family, my whoever the fuck I fucking want. Whew. I fucking love the people from my past, I love the people from my future, I love myself, and today I'm just me having a great day because it's my birthday. I've been just like preparing. I had a great fucking shower. I had a great fucking just time getting dressed because I'm wearing very cool things. And oh, I got my kitty boy, my bouncer with me today. Yeah. After he died, I kept a little bit of his hair into this necklace, and I don't wear it very often. But today, my kitty boy's with me. He'll always be with me, but he's actually with me today. It's my birthday, and I can cry if I want to. He's already had a lot of good cries today. I'm a very emotional dude, you might know that by now, because I don't fucking know if I'm gonna be posting any of this shit, but I might post all of this shit, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna figure that out later when I fucking get to it. Because yeah, I've still been trying to force myself to build RC cars and shit, and like, it's just not the right time. But it will fucking be later, probably. I don't fucking know, I don't fucking care. I'm just having a great day, whatever the fuck I'm doing. Yeah. I almost got this fucking assembled. I just was too fucking frustrated with the goddamn fucking pivot balls last night. The fucking rod ends. It's these axles. I just got the front axle on. Fucking beautiful servo as fuck Model T servos. Servo. I've dreamt of the deluxe parts and deluxe knuckles forever, and I just can't believe that I've had this in possession for so many fucking days. And I just still haven't been able to fucking get it fucking on and get it fucking built. But Justin, my best friend here, finally gave me, let me borrow his charger, so I finally have a charger again that I can finally charge my goddamn fucking batteries without fucking worrying and pissing, being so fucking pissed at my goddamn fucking batteries. Because I got fucking lithium-ion batteries and goddamn fucking everything, and my house burnt down from them, and yeah, I mean, I've already talked about this shit, but like, it's so fucking important to me, because, I mean, my kitty boy survived the fire, and I lost my other cat, Moose, and now I have an amazing cat, Perna, and now I have a dog. Yeah, I don't know if, I mean, she's been in some of these videos, but she's mine now, Trill. Yeah, she's upstairs somewhere with my dad, most likely, because she's my family's dog. She's our dog. She's my fucking dog. And she'll be out soon on some fucking trail run videos and shit. Yeah. I can't wait to be a YouTuber, because this is probably already on YouTube. It might be. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care, because I don't even know how to... Well, I mean, I know how to edit. It's so fucking easy to edit. I just haven't fucking sat down and done it yet. So at some point... Hello, whoever. Hello, future. Hello, my future, because I talk about the future all the fucking time, because the future could be any fucking second. It could be every fucking second, but mostly, my future is starting today, on my birthday, October 11th, when I'm turning 27, and I got my real hot haircut on today. I got my awesome necklaces. I got my really cool gearing on today. These are just the cool things that I'm showing you on my GoPro. So yeah, whatever. Oh, very soon. I mean, I'll already have this done by the time this one's up. But very soon, I get to finally drive these goddamn axles. I get to get the fucking beautiful Homes Hobbies motor into this fucking TRX4, and I was just too fucking distracted last night to fucking focus on it anyway, so, yeah. Whatever. Happy birthday to me from everybody. So fuck off, world. This is me, and today is my fucking day. Huh?
I saw an Apple Watch on Marketplace for sale.
Oh, cool.
This is pretty dope.
Oh my god, yeah, I got it. Keep going. Hey, how's it going? Digital Philosopher here. We are going down to the rooms. Today is my birthday, and it's going to be a very, very nice day. I mean, it's already been a nice day, and it is a nice day, and it's going to be a very nice day, because today is my birthday. And yeah, we're here with the family. We're going down. This is my sister, Catherine, who just did an awesome introduction. She's going to have some amazing rock climbing videos at some point in the future.
Stay tuned, fans.
Yes.
We have arrived at the rooms. That is the rooms of Newfoundland. An archives, art gallery, museum, cafe, and a gift shop, all in one. Beauty.
The 7 painters who are Canadian, or painted the Canadian landscape, and their exhibit is happening. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. Of Myths and Mountains, revisiting the group of 7, extended. We thought the exhibit was gone, but apparently it's still here. We're here in the rooms, the awesome museum that we were outside, and now just check out the awesome view through here. Out towards the Bay of St. John's, Signal Hill and Cabot Tower over that way. And yeah, it's a really awesome museum. We're going upstairs to check out some rug hooking first.
View from here.
I do most of my writing while I'm posing. I can't write it down, of course, so I have to remember it. And if I don't, it's gone forever. So it forces me to focus intensely on the words. You know, memory is paramount.
Honestly, 20 years ago, if someone had told me that I would be in downtown Vancouver posing as a bronze statue by a dead French artist and hired by a guy that I never even met, I would have laughed out loud.
Strange to be back downtown. I know so many guys down there. Bankers, brokers, investors, all a bunch of thieves. This town is swimming in money. I'm from Asia, mostly China. I see all these new buildings. They're put together with shadow banking. They don't call it that anymore, shadow banking. It sounds suspicious. Now they call it unregulated financial services. Sounds more respectable. And it's unbelievable the amount of money that's out there. Unaccounted for money, billions of dollars in the Bahamas, Bermuda, the Channel Islands, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Monte Carlo, Macau, Hong Kong, Ireland, Switzerland, Delaware, and right here in Canada. And it's all strictly legal. You see, one click of a mouse and you can move $50 million across the border and nobody's any the wiser except for you and your contact. Armies of financial advisors, accountants, fiscal advisors, lawyers. And the only guy that gets caught is the little guy. Right? And I was a little guy.
I thought about quitting after about 2 weeks. My arms and legs were getting sore and it all seemed so pointless. But it has grown on me. That's crazy.
On est français dans le dos. Mais j'ai pas de green card, puis les Américains sont tellement maniaques avec leur folie d'immigration puis de sécurité. Fait que va peut-être rester encore 1 an. Puis je vais retourner en Europe. Je sais pas encore, on va voir.
I find it usually ironic that the burgers are the city's richest men, but you will never find Vancouver's richest men down here for the good of the common man. It's the poor that have to stand on the outside of the city walls.
그리고 우리 아파트는 참 좋아요. 그런데 가까이에 큰 공원이 있거든요. 그래서 일할 때, 집에 돌아올 때 하루에 2번씩 그 길을 걸어갈 수가 있었죠.
All of my kids come see me pose. They didn't know what to say.
I don't know how long I'll do this for. It just seems like a good way to pay my bills. It's funny, I thought of asking for a raise, but I don't know who hired us. So, I don't know who to ask.
Who is it again?
Julia's Oscar-winning role of 2000.
Well, Julia who?
What's her name?
Pretty woman?
Yeah, Roberts.
Oh, yeah.
What did she do in 2000?
I don't know.
Wow. What a cool way to show just the impact that all the fucking shadow banking, all the fucking shadow money has on the little people, the regular people. I mean, everybody struggled so much lately, and it's due to so much unregulated finances, so much unregulated money, and it's the kind of stuff that's been tearing the world apart. It's the kind of things I love to think about, and that's just me. I'm just a thinker. And man, you just posed. Thinking about the words he should say, trying to remember them for later, worried he'd forget them. Man, this museum has already been amazing, and I haven't even been looking at a lot of cool art that I love. I mean, I've been watching everything go by, but there's so many creative people out there, and now, like, I mean, there's people who like to make things. Like, I mean, this painting here. Backyard garnish sale, Georgia. It's a photograph made with like big paper things, basically, by the look of it. Big curtains, some rods, and just some people who got together just to like hang out and just take a picture. So yeah, take a picture with my eye and say bye for now. That was a really nice movie. Oh, I want to come back over and get the read the actual thing about it. I'm so bad at pronouncing something. The Vergiers of Vancouver. Lives captured, evoking the notion of an interiorized cultural space, one that is both familiar and private. Adam Hanna's genre scenes offer a personified look at the protagonists from a different social groups. The depictions of everyday people serve as a stepping stone for the artist to think about as well as society and its players, as well as to explore the various aspects of an interhuman relationship in an attempt to understand the reality of various communities. Hanna's social projections are not actual documentaries. Instead, they act as witnesses to the era they portray, the current era that has been fucking everything up. man, I don't even want to be that pissed about that, because it was a beautiful movie. Beautiful mini witness about regular people. Not a documentary. Moving into another gallery now. This one's about the connections of this place and the early people. 1,200 years ago, the ice sheet covering much of North America began to melt. As the glaciers receded, the landscapes and the seabeds of Newfoundland and Labrador were left scoured and strewn with boulders and debris. The millennia that followed, plants and animals slowly returned. About 9,000 years ago, people began to arrive, coming from almost every direction. They made their lives here. Made their lives here, on the land, and from the sea. Newfoundland is such an amazing place, and this is truly one of my favorite museums. The Museum of Newfoundland. Natural picture plants of Newfoundland are amazing. Never know what they're hiding inside. Newfoundland is really one of the most unique places on the planet. So much unique geology, all carved naturally through many, many thousands, millions, whatever, tons and tons of fucking time. Slowly eroded until we had this kind of stuff. Vast landscape, frozen in time, coming back to life. The landscape of Newfoundland and Labrador is a complex mosaic of barrens, wetlands, and boreal forest. I always see foxes when we're out on the trail. The RC cars. I love hiking in nature, and being able to see nature in Newfoundland is one of my favorite parts about here. There's the owl. They're flying now. Big bears. Woodland caribou. Very big creatures. There's such cool exhibits here. Like, I love the art, but this is my favorite kind of stuff. Things about nature, things about science. And nature is science. It's a natural science. The ducks don't understand why they dive. Well, they do it to get food, but I mean, even the feathers on the ducks, they have special down, like, feather layers. They have amazing coatings and things like that to just repel water, and it's just nature's technology, man. Ebb and flow. The flow of the waves, the flow of the culture, the flow of the time. Some of the early archaeologist sites from the Intermediate period are scattered and small. They only consist of a single fireplace, a handful of stone flakes, or 2 or 3 finished artifacts. It's really impressive. I mean, just people just found these things and they decided not to keep them. They donated to a museum, or the archaeologists, or whoever just like found them. People are incredible, and I mean, there's so many of these things, I'm sure, just like sitting in people's houses, but it's just amazing that people just donate this stuff, and it's for other people to see. I mean, just think about that. 2,000 to 1,000 years ago, somebody hand carved those just to make a life, make a living. And now they hunted them, they used them to sustain their life, and now they're still here, sustaining my life. sustaining my information, my understanding of our world.
Some things from the Beelfic times, I guess.
Yeah, Beelfic.
Yeah.
So what do you know about that?
Well, not very much. They were the natives in Newfoundland. They were wiped out. And I think the last one was alive in the early 1900s or late 1800s.
Oh wow.
Yeah, wiped out with disease and murder.
Yeah, the past was brutal.
It was brutal, yeah. It sure was.
A hard time to live, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know how many, if it was thousands of years they lived here before.
Yeah, well, I was looking at
Europeans
the arrowheads and things over here.
Yeah.
Said they're 1,000 or 1,900 to 1,000
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, gosh, it's a long time they lived here, and then they got wiped out in a short time.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, times can change so fast.
Yeah.
That was their whole world, their whole time, their whole everything.
And obviously they had a method, for a living, between hunting and fishing, and they could live in this harsh environment and do well.
Yeah, it's really incredible. I mean, Newfoundland's such a harsh environment, and
It is.
they still, even with their early technology, were able to survive.
And Europeans, when they came, they almost starved. I mean, they almost couldn't live here.
Yeah.
And yet these people lived here for thousands of years.
Yeah, it's really incredible.
Yeah.
People have been able to adapt to many different places and in many different times. And our modern society, we were sculpting the world the wrong way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess that's just the way it goes, right? It's
the ebb and flow of time.
Ebb and flow of time.
And then
Beautiful.
just moved over a little bit. Now we're in an Arctic exhibit here. The tundra, the great northern barriers, frozen land beyond the reach of trees, land of polar bears Arctic foxes, Arctic hares, gryfalcon, very cool name. One of the few terrestrial birds to live around the ocean, live year-round on the open tundra. Few individuals make rare forays further south. Prey on ptarmigans, lemmings, and Arctic hares, and they hunt by flying low over the ground in pursuit of their prey. People have always been creative, and creativity comes in many forms. When you have to spend all your energy being creative just to sustain your life, even sustaining life can create art. Art and magic. Very cool. Throughout the Canadian Arctic, Dorset people are known for their intricate and mysterious carvings. Clearly magical and symbolic in nature, most are made from antler, ivory, bone, or wood. In Labrador, a new material, soapstone, was added to the Dorset repertoire. 3 sites, Shunlam Island at Sagluk Bay, Avialik Island in northern Labrador, and the Portish Shocks in western Newfoundland, have yielded major collections of Dorset art, all date between 2,000 and 1,400 years ago. Some of the most outstanding examples are shown here. That's what I'm talking about. Even in a harsh environment, in a harsh time, art and magic can be one and the same. Art's depiction of an ancient soapstone quarry. 1,500 years ago, the Dorset people chiseled and carved soapstone, making all their utensils. Just imagine the time it would take to just carve a single basically utensil out of a solid brick, solid piece of rock, make the soapstone pots. The surface of the soapstone cliff was removed by pounding it. Outside of the pot was shaped by carving a groove into it. The pot was hollowed out and finished eating scrapers and abraders. The pot was removed from the cliff by chiseling and prying. I mean, even in early days, assembly lines were kind of a thing. It wasn't with machines or mechanisms, but it was people. People have always worked together, and I think a lot of people kind of forgot how to work together. I definitely forgot how to work with other people, and I've always worked well with others, but I'm not here to talk about me, but this is just my experience, and that's why I love museums, and I'm so glad that I got to come here on my birthday to this beautiful Newfoundland museum. And the size of nature and the size of the whales is incredible. They're whales, right? These waters are waters of Newfoundland, the waters of the world. Whale oil has always been important. One barrel of whale oil is worth roughly $5,000 in modern terms. In a good year, the Labrador whale hunt yields 1,500 barracudas. Wow. Europeans use whale oil for many purposes. Major source of lighting, use it to process wool, leather, cloth, ingredients, soaps, and other products. Bobhead whale. The skeleton was constructed from a specimen found on a beach near South Dildo, Trinity Bay in the late 1970s. Oh my god, a giant squid exhibit. There's actually one here. Smallest belongs to the cephalopod class, which includes the octopus and the squid. It's a ferocious predator that will eat just about anything it catches, but typically it feeds on the fish and the marine invertebrates, and even other squid. The sperm whale is its only known predator. There's been so many kraken sightings and so many things like that, and in the past they didn't know that the kraken is real. It's just not called the kraken. Such a beautiful creature, and it's incredible that it's here. Incredible that it's here for us to see. What a life it might have had. What a life it would have had. In late September 2004, a team of researchers with the National Science Museum of Japan made international headlines by taking the first images of a live giant squid 900 meters down off the Ogasawara Islands, southwest Japan. In December 2006, the same team filmed a live giant squid which they caught and brought to the surface. The triumph for truthologists brought us all a giant step closer to unraveling a centuries-old mystery. The mystery of the monsters of the deep. Turns out, we don't even know the truth of the true deepest parts of the ocean yet. We know more about the moon's surface than we do about the true bottom, deep, dark parts of the ocean. There's probably so many more amazing creatures that we haven't discovered yet. Got a nice thing here, neither myth nor monster. Giant squids inspired myths and legends for more than 2,000 years. Since the earliest days of ocean voyages, they have terrified sailors and fishermen alike and spawned more fantastic stories, tall tales, and works of fiction than any other sea monster. They are the living proof that the truth can even be stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
The giant squid on display here is an immaculate female, 8 meters long. It was found dead, washed ashore in Hare Bay, Bonavista Bay, Newfoundland, on November 14th, 1981. Compare it to the adult shorefin squid next to it, much smaller, tastier one also.
Hare Bay is just down below Gamble.
Giant squid sightings and strandings around Newfoundland. His Uncle Max had actually seen a giant squid or something, or hit one, you think, right?
I'm not sure. I don't
I remember him
remember.
talking about that at one point. But yeah, like that's what I mean. These are just random discoveries of people here. It's just random cool people who find these awesome things.
Crazy. Well, they're so big. Can you imagine seeing one of those on a beach? Oh my god.
Right, well, that's what I mean. They spawned all the tales of krakens and fantastical sea monsters.
Or if one came up in your fishing net.
Yeah. Like, what would you think? You're out trying to get some fish, and then all of a sudden you pull up your fish, and they're just giant fucking sea monsters.
Like harpoons. They killed it with harpoons and cannons.
First documented giant squid encounter off the Northern Atlantic was in 1861.
Off Tenerife in the Canary Islands, and the crew of the French warship Alecton spotted a large squid floating on the surface. They killed it with harpoons and cannon fire, salvaging only a piece of its tail. The story, but not the specimen, made it back to the French Academy of Sciences in Paris. Without any physical evidence, it was ridiculed as a tall tale, but not everyone was so disbelieving. A few years later, this account inspired Jules Verne's famous novel, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
As they say, the truth can be stranger than fiction, but the truth can inspire the fiction that inspires us.
The earliest writing in Newfoundland was 1785, out on the Grand Banks.
I mean, it's truly incredible. These guys had a giant squid, they fought it, and then it inspired Jules Verne to write 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea many years before submarines were even an idea.
Yeah. Yeah, just think of that.
Yeah. The truth inspires fiction, which creates the truth later.
From memory to GPS, traditionally Aboriginal peoples found their way using memory, detailed geographic language, and a deep knowledge of place names, landmarks, the position of the stars and moons, and wind and river direction. In the 1990s, technology entered the picture for all navigators in the form of global positioning system devices, GPS, such as this early set. This globe is amazing. Oh, there's a sextant. Or, what is it? Octant. I thought they were called sextants.
I'm not actually sure the difference on them.
Not either. Very cool.
It's got octants and compasses. The octant and compass were vital instruments for ocean-going travel, used to determine position and direction. They helped Newfoundland-based sailors deliver exported cargoes of fish and imported loads of salt, molasses, rum, wine, and hard bread. In nearshore waters, compasses helped crews navigate in the fog and the darkness of Newfoundland.
They needed, for sure. I have a compass like that in your room.
Oh, that's so cool. This is a problem with new contacts, new information, new people and new places. The other side of contact. Contact between cultures brought new goods and skills was beneficial, but contact often brought disaster, especially for the Aboriginal peoples. Spanish flu epidemic devastated many Inuit, Southern Inuit, and Innu families. Innu and Mi'kmaq ancestral lands were taken for hydroelectric and other developments. It also eroded the traditional ways of life. Newcomers ignored or forbade deeply rooted rituals and beliefs. Today, land claim agreements and cultural efforts have reversed some of those losses. I mean, how many languages, how many cultures, how many stories of people have been lost just to time?
This is the one on the left is a hooked rug that's done in the Grenfell mission style, and it's just teeny tiny bits of, well, today we're using nylons. I don't know what they used back then. It says hooked rugs were and still are Grenfell Industries' best known products. It's pretty amazing.
Grenfell Handcraft still operates today from the headquarters in St. Anthony in the island's northern peninsula.
Yep, there's another one that's just
linking crafts to social welfare.
amazing.
Crafts have always been so important.
Green silk and rayon.
When people have spare time, they can create beautiful things.
Oh my God, yes, you can make anything. It's just amazing. This one is very colorful. You don't usually see them as colorful as that.
Yeah, it's so bright. I wonder what dyes and stuff they used.
I don't know.
Most of the dyes are used in nature, and a lot of them are very rare.
Yeah. But that one is especially colorful. Just beautiful.
Yeah.
And they always show their ways of life. There's always some kind of historical part of it. The luggage, all the old things.
Chinese family experience. Newfoundland Labrador's first Chinese hand laundry opened in 1895, marking the beginning of Chinese immigration. 1931, Frank Chok Jin arrived in St. John's at age 16 with his luggage. He had come to replace his father, Sing Jin, who had arrived in 1911, was now returning to China to tend to the family farm. Upon entry, both men had to pay the discriminatory head tax of $300 to stay, equal to about 3 years of wages.
Oh my God.
Frank worked in Chinese restaurants and laundries in St. John's and Mount Pearl, slowly paying off the head tax and sending money home to his young wife, Hong Si, in China. In 1955, across 24 years of separation, Hong Si was finally able to join Frank here instead of their family.
Oh my God, isn't that crazy?
We always think about the modern exchange of money, but like, I mean, even back then, like, they'd send money, you'd actually have to send money across the world, across ships, and just trust that it would get there, trust that it would get to be able to, your work would still be able to help people across the world, even when there's no technology to really do it, no wireless connection.
Right? Just, yeah.
The trade of information had been so slow, and the trade of money that still exists now and instantly and behind the scenes was always really there.
Well, you know, as it happens now, it's like everything's instant. If something's happening, they're on the news.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. News is worldwide now.
I mean, nothing happens that we don't know about instantly.
Only if it's recorded and shared, really.
Yes. Well,
All the
show
big
us
things
what they
and
want
the
us
shadow
to see.
documentaries and the stuff behind the scenes is really what's been screwing up the world. The 1%, the shadow money. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful old stove. Oh my God.
If it was somebody's stove from 1900, and I mean, this would have sustained their life. It would have heated their room. It would have made them food.
Yes.
Now it's just here in this museum for everybody to see.
Look at this beautiful washer and wringer. That's old.
Like crafts, like, I mean, people have always built incredible things.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, it's just a freaking washer and wringer,
But look how ornate it was. Well, back then it wasn't, but I mean, you look at it now, look at those little things on the top, those little...
And the handmade
Whatever
gears
they
on the
are.
side,
Yeah.
the adjustment wheel, the adjustment, like,
It's just
whatever
beautiful.
levers.
It's beautiful. Just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I
amazing.
want to get Mountains National Park in Labrador. We truly live in an amazing place, Mom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We do.
There's spirituality about
Looks like a lot of church stuff.
Just watch out for the brimstone.
Newfoundland and Labrador. And historically, today is home to a diversity of spiritual beliefs, rituals, and traditions. The owners have original right to the religions of the most recent immigrants. Many groups have maintained their own beliefs, and others have absorbed aspects of different spiritualist traditions.
Unless you get one of these quarter pieces.
Let thy kingdom come. Oh. Especially with religion. There's always been so much beauty in religion. Beauty depicted in the stories, depicted in art.
It's like the wedding frock, too.
So what do you call
Depicts
it?
of ritual.
Wedding frock.
Music has always been important in ritual.
Oh my God, your mother had the same Jesus.
No way. There's only one Jesus.
Nanny
Oh,
had
yeah.
that same poster.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah?
That's amazing.
I don't know whatever
She
happened.
had one of these,
Jesus,
she had a smaller
permit
version
thy
of 12 too.
gracious name to stand as the first effort of an infant's hand, and while her fingers on the canvas move, engrave her tender thoughts to seek thy love. With thy dear children let her have a part, and write thy name thyself upon her heart.
Sounds like that's being dictated by the devil.
Right?
Are you possessed? Some demon has possessed you. Whoa.
Look at the Holy Bible down here.
I know, isn't that something?
Yeah, huge.
I'd like to get your hands on that.
Hail to the shameful tree. How vast the love that him inclined to bleed and die for me. 'Tis done. The precious ransom's paid. Receive my soul, he cries. See where he bows his sacred head and bows his head and dies.
That sounds like Shakespeare. What is that?
I don't know. Someone died there. I don't know. It's for Anne Teresa Dixon, Harbor Grace, age 11 years old, 1848.
Oh. 'Tis done.
'Tis done.
All right.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking.
There's always a dark side to the best lights.
Yeah.
So true.
Religion led people, but the people who led religion used it to abuse people, and
Those boys were just...
It started out as a good thing, obviously had good intentions, but people who are feeling power over others sometimes get warped.
yeah. But that's what I mean. It's
Clearly
like
get warped.
this isn't just ancient history. Like you know somebody who's
That's
been
right.
through this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's only the 1940s.
Very recent in historical times.
Yeah.
You can't even imagine what's gone on before these times when there was less oversight, less information. You know, there's abuse been going on for a long time.
The Purity Tip Top soda biscuits.
May I have your attention, please? The rooms will be closing in 30 minutes, and we'll reopen on Tuesday at 10 a.m. We thank you for your visit and hope you will return soon.
We have to hurry. My mother loved, your grandmother loved the Purity Tip Top soda biscuits. I remember that very well. I remember the red rose tea as well. And of course, we still use the pudding bags and the pudding molds.
I love your
For
pudding, Mom.
split peas. I know.
Blueberry pudding is so good.
Yes.
Silver tobacco, the pipes.
Right, the Prince Albert tobacco. That's so cool. I bought one of those for Neil in the trips in the antique store. There's some cool things that still are around.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Nolan. Oh, there's just so many things. Gun mittens. Oh my God!
Gun
Look at
mittens
this
are so
little,
cool.
look at that little sewing box or whatever it is. Oh, I want it.
Yeah.
Mine.
Love your sewing and stuff, Mom. Kitchen parties. Heart of Newfoundland household, center of social activity. The parlor was available for formal occasions. The kitchen was where the family spent their time.
Indeed.
Home of stove and kettle, the only warm room in winter. It was where they ate and received visitors, where they had mug-ups between meals and napped on the daybed, where music and stories and other entertainment took place, accompanied by a fiddle or accordions, traditional Newfoundland set dance, a variation on square dancing allowed 4 couples to make a series of intricate maneuvers in the cramped space without causing injury or damage. Dining room, bakery, brew shop, restaurant, laundry, bathing room, gathering place, news and gossip center, sewing room, dance hall.
Kitchen was all things to all people. That's so true. Look at that beautiful piece of stained glass, isn't it?
That's so cool. Stained glass is so amazing. I made a stained glass thing in middle school.
Yes, you did. I still have it.
Still have that one. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We should make another stained glass something sometime.
I have no idea how to do it, but you
It's
know
actually
what?
pretty easy.
My neighbor's learning how to do it.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, the great fires.
Oh
Catch
my
down
God!
the
Look at the
fires.
dishes that all just melted.
Even destruction can create beauty. Oh my God, like the straws that I have from our house
Oh,
fire.
that's right. The art. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That's why I wanted to keep that piece.
You're very smart to keep that.
Yeah.
Where was that?
That was in the backyard in our trash pile.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
Catherine
is-
still has the mug
where it
upstairs,
was.
and I might steal that one from her.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I live in
That's
town.
probably a good
Yeah,
idea.
that's all you need to say.
You know, talk about the fires. You know a bit about the fires.
I don't know anything about the fires. I was in Labrador.
You know,
Grew up there, but the Great Fires were catastrophic. I remember reading about them.
Yeah, right.
It destroyed 2/3 of the city,
Oh my God,
burned out 11,000 residents.
that's crazy.
God, it contributed to a bank crash in 1894. 2 of the colony's 3 banks failed. Oh, taking with them the savings and investments of many families and businesses. Oh my God, that's so sad.
Fire can be a horrible thing.
Oh my God.
Fire in nature can create new life,
It
but
can.
fire in people, fire in
Yeah, it's terrible.
houses can just, yeah. Yeah.
But not
Newfoundland enters the Second World War.
Here we go. The world. Newfoundland and Labrador has played a critical role in major international events and scientific innovations. During the First World War, Newfoundlanders and Labradorians distinguished themselves in battle. To recognize its outstanding record in action, the Newfoundland Regiment received the Royal designation in 1917, the only such honor awarded in the entire conflict. Positioned between Europe and North America, the island of Newfoundland was a key location for many early communication innovations. In 1866, the first transatlantic telegraph cable linked Valencia, Ireland, and the Heart's Content, Trinity Bay. In 1901, Guglielmo Marconi received the first wireless radio signal sent between Europe and North America at Signal Hill in St. John's. In 1912, Newfoundland again played a critical role where the wireless station at Cape Race on the southeastern tip of the Avalon Peninsula received the first distress calls from the SS Titanic. Yep. Transatlantic flights began here in 1919 with the first successful nonstop flight by John Alcock and Arthur Whitten Brown. Charles Lindbergh, Anne Murrow, and Amelia Earhart all completed transatlantic flights from Newfoundland in the 1920s and 1930s.
Isn't that that's just wild?
Mm-hmm. We're in a good spot. We're getting
names that you've heard all your life. Amelia Earhart was here.
Yeah, in the Second World War, the airport at Gander became a vital part of the Allied war effort. It continues to provide important services for the transatlantic air travel.
Roosevelt and Churchill both met here as well.
It's so funny, Newfoundland is never referenced in that history.
No.
When I learned about Amelia Earhart, they didn't say.
Was that right?
She flew from Newfoundland. No way.
So odd.
Yeah. Well, she did.
Gander Airport, crossroads of the world. Even during the Trade Center collapse, many of the flights were directed towards Newfoundland and Labrador.
Down in Harbor Grace, there's a statue to Amelia Earhart too.
Oh yeah, that's even right here.
Oh really?
There's some grounded airplanes at the Gander International Airport in Newfoundland, September 11th, 2001.
There's a piece of the World Trade Center in the airport now.
That's good.
Operation Yellow Ribbon. Following the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, the United States closed its airspace. Many flights headed for American airports landed in this province. 39 airliners carrying 6,595 passengers and crew were diverted to Gander. In the 4 days it took to gain clearance to depart, the people of Gander and the surrounding communities welcomed the stranded travelers with food, clothing, free phone lines, and comfort.
Yeah, awesome, huh? Yeah, a lot of people were involved doing some wonderful, awesome stuff. Yeah. We gotta go see the play sometime. What's the name of the play about that?
Come from away.
Come From Away.
Oh, I wanted to see that so bad.
Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I saw it in Toronto.
Oh, you did?
I did,
You
yeah.
saw it.
I saw it, yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it.
It was all
Cod fishery was so important to Newfoundland. It was the primary
Oh yeah.
source of income when
It was,
it
yeah.
when it closed down.
Yeah, I think we were here, and I don't know where it was when it closed down, but it just affected everybody. People couldn't go fishing, they had to leave. Well, so many people left Newfoundland.
The waters were overfished, and then the government decided to shut it down, which put so many people out of home. They relocated everything. And
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of fishing from other countries. They're bringing in these big factory trawlers and just really raping the land and the ground and decimated the fishery.
And then it was shut down, which decimated the local population. But the natural wildlife has come back very strong since.
Nuts to see
Right?
houses being
Moving
floated.
Well, during resettlement, oh my God. I was
can't
listening to
even
something on CBC about resettlement when I was driving.
Mid-1960s.
Yeah. And they said
You
all
were
these
alive during
all
the
these
resettlement.
people who had homes
yeah, I
and
was in
worked,
Labrador.
Yeah.
suddenly they moved them and they couldn't fish to where they were relocated, and then they had no work.
It was such a hard time for so many people.
Yeah.
We hear about it, but not much. I was a kid. I didn't pay attention.
The fishery's in trouble, boys. The fishery's in trouble, boys. Late breaking news. Federal scientists say the fishery's in trouble, boys. Endangered species of the fisherman. I is the by 90s version. I is the by that builds the boat. I is the by that can't sailor. Use the by that catches the package and brings her home to Lizer.
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 Making fun of Eyes the Buys that builds the boat. Eyes the Buys that sails her. Eyes the Buys that catches the fish and brings them home to Lizer.
Signal Hill with Cabot Tower. Over there in the distance from here, the first intercontinental communication.
Yep.
And now, it's the first place for me to truly be me. Loops to live by at the rug hooking exhibit. My mom makes amazing rug hooks. I have an amazing one at my house from her.
Look at that octopus. That's beautiful. Squid. What am I saying? Octopus is a squid. It's beautiful. I'll tell you what's really beautiful. Come look at this. So, the artist, she must have first mounted her burlap on this fabric.
Yeah.
And she hooked to replicate the fabric pattern.
Wow.
So all the edges are just, like it continues.
Such great detail.
Isn't that something? And then these are birch frames that somebody's carved. It's just amazing. Like this woman, Nancy Edel, I don't know where I just
beautiful
know.
art.
Isn't that amazing?
It is.
It's just amazing. It's crazy.
People are so creative.
And she did the same thing here. She just continued it in here. Look.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's incredible.
Oh, it really is.
Oh my God, there's one in here. I love this bellyaches. This making fun of cornflakes.
I'm just not very hungry.
Yeah. Look at this one. That's amazing, right? Narrow is the gate and difficult is the way which leads unto life. It's wool and burlap. The verse is a metaphor of finding one's path through life, saying that such a search is not straightforward. Isn't that awesome?
Fucking
Just
hell.
beautiful.
It really is.
Just the work and time that must have went into that. Like
God,
this is
like,
so
I
intricate.
love the light halo.
Yes.
And I need to do some art soon.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. And look, Catherine found this. It
that?
took me a minute. Should I?
Should I stay?
That's
Oh
not
my
hard
God.
for me to see.
Yeah.
Should I stay?
Should I stay or should I go? That's been my big question since I came here. Should I?
go now? Oh,
Yeah.
These are
I was
amazing.
like, should I stay? Should I live in Newfoundland? And now I know Newfoundland is my true home.
That's all.
It's not normal to feel this way. It's just a freaking like milk crate.
And look at these. This is
Hold on, 1 sec. The medium is the message. As rug hooking continued to diversify, early innovations such as the incorporation of text shifted as the new generation of artists revisited traditions. All of the works in the section incorporate text to convey a larger idea. They are content driven, and this means the concept embedded in the text is equally as important as the image of the design surrounding it. For example, Heather Goodchild combines folklore and other ancient symbolism alongside a verse from the sermon on the Mount Darcy Williams and the Jane Walker, each express anxieties about the existing and finding happiness in regional places and economies. Emily Haynes interrogates the messaging strategies and the mass marketing and questions how normalcy is represented in this context. Each work suggests guidance can be found by questioning or beckoning for a sign. In one case, this guidance is sought from an audience of peers. The other looks for guidance through an internal dialogue about finding one's path through life. In both cases, the artists seek directions from the world around them instead of appealing to a higher power.
St. John's Harbour. That's amazing. Look at this one. This was a collaborative effort. 6 different hookers.
1979.
Yeah, probably did a panel each and then they joined it all together. It's pretty amazing. Beautiful piece. And I mean, it will last forever. You know, of course it was meant to be rugs, but what's really amazing are these Grenfell hookings.
Yeah.
1936, because if you hook it all, you really appreciate how tiny the loops are on these compared to modern linen and wool strips.
Some of Grenfell Industries rugs were intended to be hung in children's rooms. These enchanting works, often referred to as nursery mats or rugs, acquainted children with particular scenes and objects of northern life. In this design, children could learn about dog sled teams, large ships, fishing objects, architecture, and fashion. Do you think that the scenes depicted here were realistic for most people living in Labrador communities?
And look at this hooking instructions. Oh, cool. I require the highest standard of work, and the following suggestions may help you. You have all had previous instructions, such as sewing your mat in evenly so it will not be squish. Following instructions and outlines carefully. Corners to be mitered. Hooking even and always done across the picture as you look at it. Anyway, it's just very ominous.
It's so cool, yeah. so much of the old like instructions and stuff were always so like harsh.
They're very harsh. But all of these are Grenfell hookings.
Oh, wow, look at how small and
Yes,
detailed that
and
was. With
soon
the
as
bright
you-
colors
yeah,
and everything.
soon
The
as you
fishing
see-
nets, the fishing
yeah.
on the boat, the fucking...
As soon as you see one, you'll recognize it. It's like, look how tiny, tiny. So these days, my friends who hook with Grenfell hooking, they're kind of using pantyhose and they dye the pantyhose.
Wow.
I know. It's just amazing.
It really is.
Cotton nylon rayon and Brin. But I mean, just the work, like it takes endless. I just, like the frame. It would take so long.
How long might you estimate?
Well, my friend Diane spent a whole weekend hooking something this big, and she's a very experienced hooker. And she was at it day and night for 2.5 days.
Wow.
Just to make this size.
Something that size, and then...
So just
bam,
imagine
bam,
something that
bam,
big.
bam. All of it. It's just so
Or
much
this.
time, so much energy put in to make these beautiful things.
And this is so hard to see, like you would just go blind trying to hook this.
Trying to make sure the pattern is nice and everything
Yes.
lines up well, and it's the beauty and the randomness, the beauty and the chaos.
It is absolutely so hard to look at even. Like, I can't
Like optical
imagine.
illusions
Yeah.
and things. Like, I mean, you can see like the waves, there's the lines coming through here. Like,
Yes.
how would you even get those kind of patterns in?
It's pretty amazing.
Oh man, it really is.
Yeah. That's really like such. And this woman who hooked over here, she was a nun. She used a lot of yarn. So if you look at this one, you can see how big the wool is.
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of like what I'm doing, this kind of wool.
Right.
But some
That
of
was
the
right looking
some
well.
of the stuff she did was yarn, so it's even bigger again.
Yeah, you can see, I mean,
So you
there's
can
different
hook pretty
depths in the
quick.
patterns and things like that.
Yeah. So it can be built pretty quick.
Even 2D images can be 3D.
Yeah. There's a mermaid down at the end of the hall.
I didn't look at the side, finding faith through work.
I don't know if we have time on altar right yet.
Yeah. Just giving it a quick scan.
Oh yeah.
You want to let's read this one though? Read that one for me?
The greatest gift, love suffereth long and is kind. Love envieth not, is not puffed up. Love do not behave unseemingly, seeketh not her own, not easily provoked. Love thinketh no evil, rejoiceth only in the truth. Love beareth all things. Love believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Love never fails, now abideth faith, hope, and love. These three, but the greatest of these is love.
So glad I came back up here with you, Mom.
And this is supposed to be these three. They forgot the H.
Yeah.
And all their ends are backwards.
Oh, wow.
And she used, if you look at this close, this is yarn. See how big the loops are?
Mm-hmm. So cool.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
The Greatest Gift, 1960, Memorial University of Newfoundland collection. Certain quantities of Sister Anna Mean's work feel especially raw and pure. Sometimes designs seem improvised, containing errant spelling mistakes, or in this case, letters that are backwards. Sometimes these qualities are described as naive or folk art. Whether we find these scenes awkward or profoundly beautiful, the work, like the maker, is distinctly one of a kind, and comes from the heart unencumbered with the anxieties of external opinion, of judgments or value.
Very true. She's doing it because that's what she wanted.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's just so huge. Like, the works are so big.
Mm-hmm.
So big. Bonne Vista Sea Monster. We'll look for that one next time we're out.
Now we're gonna check out the gift shop. Find something cool from this beautiful museum and this beautiful day in Newfoundland.
In 7 minutes.
Yeah.
In 7 minutes, nice. None of the Labrador is as nice as yours.